Tammy, Tammy's in love.
In the 50s, she was singing her heart out over the boys. Today, after a life that would capsize most performers, she's singing her heart out because of men.
Let's go.
Stand by the curtain.
It's showtime in Las Vegas, and look who's about to take the stage. That's Tammy, all grown up, in front of an audience that's matured with her.
Sing hallelujah, come on, get happy.
My entire life, I have always fought back, and I just feel that you don't give up. And if you get a blow, you go on.
Debbie Reynolds has gone on to survive bad marriages, going broke, and getting older. At 62, it's all part of the act.
I just let the one leg stick out for the boys, see? Just the one leg, because everything else is shot.
So when you see her on stage, what do you think?
Amazing.
Almost as amazing as the real-life adventures of Debbie and her daughter. You know, actress Carrie Fisher.
I'm Princess Leia's mother.
Today, Debbie Reynolds gets a laugh from their rocky relationship.
She doesn't ever take my advice. I give it, but she just in that ear and out the other.
While Carrie Fisher turns it into pseudo-fiction for her novels and screenplays.
Well, of course she'll listen to you. You're not her mother.
Like Postcards from the Edge.
My daughter doesn't like it when I talk.
She just could not deal with having this mother that entertained and was on.
My mother made 40 movies. It was her life.
She wanted me to bake cookies and be very quiet, but I can't change me. I'm Debbie.
This is my 46th year in show business. Started out when I was 2.
Mary Frances Reynolds actually started out in life in El Paso, Texas, moving with her family to California in 1939. A fresh-faced, all-American beauty, she was crowned Miss Burbank of 1948. A day later, Warner Brothers ordered up a screen test and changed her name to Debbie.
That's Red Skelton at the piano and Fred Astaire. See that little girl coming down the steps? That's me. See, I was 16. When you hear this song.
Only 4 years later, she would be part of movie history. Now, 6 nights a week, the actress who sang in the rain guides her fans back to Hollywood's golden age.
They're part of the tender trap.
Very happy to have you with us.
Then, when the show's over, she stays to sign autographs. She poses with anyone who asks.
All done.
And, on weekends, takes the stage in the bar for 2 more shows. Debbie Reynolds pushes herself so hard because
This is my hotel.
Does she really need to do that?
So that she doesn't lose her shirt, skirt, tights, and shoes. Yeah, she does.
This used to be called the Paddlewheel Hotel. I'm driving by, I see a big old sign outside that said auction. So I came in, and I raised my hand, and the guy said sold. That's how I bought the joint.
for $2 million.
I go up to Las Vegas to see this hotel, and my mother is waving her arms around completely vacant black spaces in the hotel and saying,
And down there will be a fabulous stage someday. Well, in a month, as a matter of fact.
She said she walked in and started crying. It was so bad.
She started crying, and it was awful. I just threw everything out.
You borrowed how much money to do all this?
We've put quite a few million in. You can't fix a hotel for $20. You know, you're talking in millions.
If she seems preoccupied with money these days, she has a good reason. It has to do with the way she's gambled on husbands.
Unfortunately for me, my second husband was no good at business, so he lost $22 million of his, $8 million of mine, and he had a good time, I guess. I don't know.
Did you really live in your car at one point?
Yes, yeah.
she gives up her power, which is considerable, to these men. And then they abuse it.
It's very sad, and it really hurt my life.
But when real life lets her down, Debbie's dream takes center stage.
And this will be our theater. You see, it won't be just a still museum. It will be a moving museum. As you see, that's the stage. These are the seats.
Well, there will be seats when the Debbie Reynolds Motion Picture Museum opens in February. That's why she says she bought the hotel in the first place, to guarantee a steady flow of visitors.
I pretty much thought she had lost her marbles.
Debbie's son, Todd Fisher, designed the museum theater for her. Like his sister, he also put up some of his own money for the venture.
I mean, this is her dream, but it was very contagious, so it became my dream. This is the control room for the museum.
What is the Debbie Reynolds Museum? It's her personal collection of more than 8,000 costumes, props, and pieces of furniture she's purchased over the years from the studios, which didn't seem to want them. She's got Esther Williams' bathing suit and Edward G. Robinson's pipes.
This was his personal pipe collection.
This is terrific.
When he passed on, I bought that from the estate.
When the auctioneer sees you, he knows he's got a sale.
Oh, he knows he's going to make a lot of money that night. I'm going to buy it.
In 1970, MGM, her old studio, decided to empty its warehouses, and Debbie Reynolds was there. Today, her collection is worth more than $50 million.
This dress is probably worth today $100,000.
She paid $300 for the dress, which you might not recognize here, but how about now? She has this one, too, worn by Barbra Streisand in Hello, Dolly.
Could we get a closer look at this?
And then there are the items with a somewhat personal connection.
This was Elizabeth's from Cleopatra. You could see all the workmanship, all the detail. In fact, I spoke to her. I asked her if she had any of her things. She said, "Oh, Debbie, I never collected any of that stuff, but I should have."
What Elizabeth Taylor did collect changed Debbie Reynolds' life, which brings us to Eddie Fisher. No, we didn't forget, and neither would anyone around during that time. They were, back in 1955, two of the best-known, best-loved people in show business, the screen star and the pop idol, the storybook perfect couple.
I think it's a lot of fun. We share so many things, the same interests and everything, and a lot of the same friends.
So it was a worldwide scandal when Eddie left Debbie for Liz Taylor after 4 years of marriage and 2 children.
She got the husband at one time,
At one time.
and now you've got the headdress.
Elizabeth Taylor, we have a lot in common. You'll think about it.
Today, Debbie and Eddie do see each other infrequently at the urging of their children. But here's some news that could change.
Somebody told me that discussions were held about having him come and perform here. Is that true?
Well, my son's crazy about his dad, and he's always trying to get me to have Eddie come here and perform.
Would you do that?
I don't know yet. I don't know if my audience would like that.
They haven't forgiven him?
My son says, well, Mother, they could forgive him if you would.
At this point, you probably want to walk into the sunset, happy Hollywood ending. But wait. After 11 years with her third husband, real estate developer Richard Hamlet, yes, you guessed it, they are divorcing. Apparently, Debbie's dream put too much of a strain on what was supposed to be the final marriage.
My mother's husband wanted to be in charge of all of these things. Not that he had ever done anything like this before.
You just can't pick them?
No, I have no taste in men.
Somebody suggested that this hotel is her husband now.
Well, that would be true. I hope it treats her better.
In the role that won her an Oscar nomination, Debbie Reynolds survived the Titanic disaster. But if you think this project of her own making might sink her, don't bet on it.
I go down, but I don't go out. Maybe I took the Unsinkable Molly Brown to heart.